Well, welcome everybody. This is Suzanne Riggs, and I'm so excited. It's Pumpkin Spice Latte Night. And so I'm going to show you two different techniques, a real subtle, everyday makeup of Pumpkin Spice Latte Look, real gentle, everything, lips, cheeks, all of it, just, that no makeup look. And then we're going to bring on the fire with the inner fire palette, and I'm going to show you how to do a pumpkin spice latte look with that, and also some really cool techniques that you can use with that. But first, before we do that, really want to show you how to use the new concealers, under eye correctors, and how to use the concealer as contour. This has been a game changer for me. So right now, all I have on is foundation primer, CC cream, as well as mascara and eyebrows. All right. So notice when I wear my mascara, you can kind of see that the majority of my lashes are in the outer edges, right? And so the inner corners here, I'm going to show you a technique I do to draw them more in because I do have wide set eyes. And with my lashes like that, it makes them even more wide set. So we got to bring them in a little bit. So we're going to show you all those kinds of techniques. So first, let's start with the concealer correctors, and be sure and stay on with me to the end, even if you're watching the replay of this, because we have some special bundle pricing for you for all of these items. So Mary Kay has changed the concealer and the under eye corrector, and they have made them so that they truly melt in your skin. They become one with your skin. They're not sitting on the surface anymore. They're not revealing lines and wrinkles, and they're buildable. So I love that. And they're just like your skin. So we're going to start with the under eye corrector in light peach. Now we have a deep peach for bronze skin. So be sure and talk to your beauty consultant or your sales director about that. But I'm going to go ahead and start with the light peach. And I like to shake them because they tend to separate a little bit, and just put some on the back of my hand. And then this is going to be your tool. I'm telling you, it's all about the tools. Tonight, this is the cream color brush. And so I have that light peach on the back of my hand. And so it's hard to see on Zoom, but you can see I have the dark circle right here. And so you, with that and the way my eyes are set, this can make me look very tired. So we're gonna fix that right now. And so I'm just taking the cream color brush and the light peach under eye corrector, and I'm patting it first on the back of my hand just to disperse it a little bit, because what you'll find is a little goes a long way. And when you do this on the back of your hand, I challenge you, don't wipe it off, but instead, um, sorry, y'all, I'm muting you because we're recording. Don't wipe it off, let it sit there, and then go run it underwater, and you'll see how this does not shift, does not move, and truly is going to last you all day. So we're going to go ahead and start with this in the inner corner here. We're using the light peach new under eye corrector, and we're just patting it into that area. And look at that already. You can see how just putting it in that corner is lifting this eye up. So you can see the dark circle is pulling it down, right? So by using the deep peach, we're gonna, and I love this consistency because I can get it right under my lash line, which I couldn't do with the one before. And then definitely right along where my eye skin meets my facial skin, I get that little bump, right, a little puffy eye. And so I want it to sit right in there because that helps it pop out, see, and makes that puffiness, that puff, disappear. Isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness, I just love this. So that's the under eye corrector. I'm going to do that on the other eye as well, so they match. That's so important. I like to start with the inner corner there and then drag it down across that under eye area up to the corner. not too far past the corner, because we're going to put that concealer in there and do a lot more with that concealer. So there we go, both eyes on. Now we're going to put the concealer right over the top of that. And I actually like to use one shade lighter than my skin tone. So I'm using the light 2. So we have light 1, 2, 3, medium 1, 2, 3, and deep 1, 2, 3. So for me, obviously I'm very light skinned, but I'm going to use the light 2 over the top of that, and it just helps to lighten that area up even more. See how it's giving it more light, more brightness, right? So I'm gonna pat that on there real quick so y'all can see where I'm placing it, and then I'll blend it. But the other thing we're gonna do with this is use this as an eye primer. So you can see the placement of that, and then I'll blend using the cream color brush and your concealer. You just want to put a little bit right on the center of the lid there. And then we're going to blend it out. A little goes a long way with these concealers. So rather than putting on too much, what you definitely want to do is build your coverage right till the consistency you want them. And so we're going to go ahead and blend that all out. And all from lash line up to brow, we want that concealer, so it's our primer. And so notice I swipe the concealer up here, but down here I'm stippling it in, just patting it into that area, keeping it nice and getting it in all the wrinkly areas. There are some there, believe it or not, people. Okay, get it all on. Just loving the consistency of this. I wish you could see it in person because Zoom has such a good filter, but it really does blend nicely. It's not sitting on the surface. It's not showing my lines and wrinkles. It's just amazing. Brightens my whole look. So before we move on, actually, I'm going to move on to eyes. But don't go anywhere because I'm going to show you how to use contour, and this works for all skin tones as well. So first we're going to start with the more subtle pumpkin spice look, and I'm using the pumpkin spice palette. You may have seen it in the picture. It's Biscotti, Candlelight, Shiny Penny, and Cinnabar. And remember, it's all about our tools. So we're going to use the all over powder brush, and I'm actually going to kind of do an ombre look on one eye here. And so we're going to start with the Biscotti, and we're going to just do it right in the, like, view your eye in thirds, and we're just going to put it into this inner corner here. All right, all the way up, right? So I've got that Biscotti on. I know it's hard to see for y'all, but it's right. It's a nice matte. It helps too. I have a very hooded eye here, so I like to use a matte right in there. It's going to help push that back and not push it forward. And now we're going to use the Candlelight, which is a little more shimmer. And we're going to put that right in the middle, right there in my eyeball, right in the middle. Okay. And so we're putting that in the middle. And I love Candlelight. It just has a little bit of shimmer, just like a glowy candle. That's why they call it Candlelight. And I went ahead and put it all the way up. I don't usually do that, but since I've got that matte in the corner, and then my favorite, oh my goodness, Shiny Penny. I just love the glow on this. Look at that. And I'm putting that in the corner here. Now I'm not going to go too high up with this because I just don't want to have a big pop of shimmer up here, right? And so I'm just going to keep it in this lower third. Got just a real nice subtle look. Now to add the pumpkin pop to this, you want to take your crease brush, and that's the one that's slanted, and the Cinnabar, and the Cinnabar is going to give it that pumpkin-y look. It's a matte. It's going to tie it all together. And so I use the pointed side down, line it up with my inner corner, right? The corner of my eye, and then bring it up, and that gives me that shape I want, right? And that depth. And don't worry. What you want to do is get it on bold at first and then blend. Because here's the mistake people make. They try and blend as they go. And then you just don't have enough depth and contour or anything going on there. And you blend it all away. So I've got the placement there, but now I'm going to take this eye blending brush and do circular motions and blend it all into that crease and get it up into that area. So remember, we have the biscotti, the candlelight, a little bit of shiny penny, and then the cinnabar ties it all together and gives it that pumpkin look, right? Now, for liner on this eye, we're going to use a brown. That keeps it nice and natural and very light. And that's the thing with the brown, it keeps it light. So because I have mascara on, it creates a little bit of liner itself. I start with the liner in the corner. I'm having a hard time doing this because I'm trying to look at the video. So I did a little bit in the corner there. Clean it up just a little bit. Okay, so you can see it's lighter, it's not as deep. And then a little bit in the corners here, across my lash line, right? Okay, so that's brown. And you can see how it gives it that continue kind of fall pumpkin-y kind of look there. Okay, so now let's bring on the fire. Where did I put it? So we're going to use this palette, the Inner Fire palette, and this baby is full of shimmer, right? And so we're going to start with the Ignited Ivory. And I learned a great technique. So I'm actually going to use the all over powder brush. But if you're having a hard time having these show up, these lighter ones, you need to get your brush wet or push it down, like push down when you swipe, and you'll get more product on there. So I did this, hold on. Okay, so we're gonna do the inner corner, but I'm not gonna come too high up because remember, I don't want all that shimmer up into my hooded area. So if you don't have a hood, you can bring it on up there, but me, I'm gonna keep it down here, down in the inner corner. So that's the Ignited Ivory. Now we're gonna do this. I love this color, this Golden Greatness. Same thing, give it a nice pull. And what's funny is it looks almost kind of a mossy green in the palette, but it goes on nice and gold. I love it. So right there. And I find with placement with this is tapping it on rather than swiping it really helps. So you can see the gold to that. I love it. Now, what's going to give it even more pumpkin-y look is this Radiant Bronze. And all of these are shimmers, so I'm trying to keep them below my crease. They are moving up a little bit. So you can see how that definitely gave it that pumpkin pop right there, that radiant bronze. But now we're going to calm it all down with a little bit with some matte, and we're going to use the crease brush, right? All of this was done with the all over powder brush. But now see this right here, this hot clay, it actually on my skin will look very pumpkin-y, right? And you could see that color right there. Doesn't that just look like pumpkin pie right there? All right, so remember my eye. I like to always start at the corner, bring it up to the top, and just kind of a windshield wiper motion, right? Now, I realize that's a lot of color because a little goes a long way here. But remember, this is the fire eye, the inner fire. And so we're just going to keep blending it Nice circular motion. So I like to blend it at the top with circular motion, but then also drag it across a little bit there to get those colors to blend and have more of that ombre effect. All right, so this is Inner Fire. This is Pumpkin Spice Latte. Okay, but we're gonna, on this eye, I'm gonna use the liquid eyeliner um, pen. And I wanted to give you some tips about this. Always store it straight up and down. So in a cup or a brush holder. Oh, I had somebody in the waiting room. And then instead of swiping, you want to press. This pen is designed to dispense when it presses down, right? So I actually start on the lower end because I want to give it a little wing there. So all I did was tap it in the corner to bring it up a little. And then I'm tapping it across that outer edge, right? So just gentle little taps, same with in the inner corner there. And I love this, a little goes a long way, but I also love it's waterproof. So I actually have allergies and have problems with my eyes watering a lot. So this stays put. Give it a little more drama there. So tap, 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 tap. Just keep pressing. And pressing is the key. Okay. So once again, we have Inner Fire, Pumpkin Spice Latte. You can see a little more drama on this side, right? I might blend a little more. Where's my blending brush? We'll come back to that. Let's get everything on and then we'll see if it's too intense. So deep 3. Everybody needs deep 3 concealer, whether you're ivory, beige, or bronze skin tone. Deep 3 concealer. This is your contour baby. I love it. Now you just put a little bit on the back of your hand. You use a cream color brush, a clean one. There you go. And a dot is a lot. Okay. So what we're going to do is I have very wide face right here. And so I'm going to contour, but I just want to go just below my cheekbone, right? So you can feel your cheekbones. You want it just below that. And then the cheek color will sit up there. And that's the other thing is we want to raise everything up, right? So we're going to start with that and just get a little bit on my cream colored brush. And I'm just going to do a gentle line, right? And you'll see a little goes a long way. And you know what? The key to this is just practice. Like this one, oh, they're not too bad. Bring it up a little higher. Okay, but I've got plenty on here. I can do other things. So I like to come along here and narrow my nose a little bit. And I like to bring it high up there into that area, right? Okay, and then a few little dots right there. Right there. Notice how much I'm getting from just one tap. Look how much is on the back of my hand. I just tapped the tip of this, right? And this is going to work. Bronze skin, beige skin, it's all going to work for you as well. Okay. So I'm going to blend, but I wanted you to see where all the placements are, right? Now this one, it's super important that I blend it up, right? We don't want to blend it down anymore. And what am I going to use to blend? I like to use a liquid foundation brush, but I think oh, here's one. Yay. Okay, so I'm using my liquid foundation brush. Has a little bit of foundation primer on it still. That won't hurt anything. See how nice that blended? Oh my goodness, I just love that. Blends right in. And the great thing about it is it's this concealer that doesn't shift or move. So this is going to last all day. And if you overdo it, don't worry. You can put translucent powder right over it and calm it down, right? So notice that nice little contour there, right? And upward motion. Okay, I think I got a little too much on my nose, so I'm just gonna tap it with my finger just to pull some of that off of there. All right, and then pull it down gently. I don't want it to move too much. Just want it to stay right where it's at, but blend it nicely. All right, and then my fake chin. This is how I have one chin, not two. Okay. Ta-da. I love the deep three as contour. Fabulous. Okay. And look how much, you guys, I just squirted a little on the back of my hand. Seriously. So to recap, you all need to get your either light peach or deep peach under eye corrector, your concealer in your shade or one shade lighter, and deep three for everybody for contour. So important. And we use that concealer all over the lid to help our eyeshadow stay put. That's what helps these colors to pop, right? And then we're going to finish off with some cheeks and lips. So first I'm going to show you how to do a subtle lip and a subtle cheek, and then we're going to bring it up a level. So this is the Coral Kiss lip balm, and it just gives me a little bit of color, but it goes great with a pumpkin spice latte look, kind of nice warm fall look. We're also using I probably got the names backwards because they both have coral in them, the coral cheek color. And for these cheek colors, for placement, I have done better if I put a little bit on the back of my hand, just like that, and then use my fingers and then use a sponge to blend them. So I'm just going to show you that. I found when I put them directly on my cheek, I'm just getting too much. And so I want more control. So just a little bit right above where I put that contour. And you just keep patting it and bring it up a little because you want, remember, that glow there right on that cheek, but then bring it up just to bring the eye up and to help narrow the face and give you an all over glow. You don't want to come too far in, right? Just keep it on that outer corner there. Got to remember which side I'm on. And I have just found fingers do the best job for blending with this cream color blush. If you don't want to use fingers, you can use the cheek brush. And like I said, I love to use the blending sponge. Be sure to squeeze it underwater 15 times before you use it because it should be this big when you're using it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. All right. If it's tight and small and firm, it's just going to shift your product around. It's not going to help blend it, right? We want it to press into our skin, give us that glow, and give us that nice dewy look, right? And I love to use the bottom for that, for this cheek color. Okay, so that's a subtle cheek and lip, right? I know it's a little confusing because I got this brighter eye going on here. But we're going to add a little pop and we're going to use this palette to do that. So this color right here, this is Fiery Coral. We're going to actually use that on my cheek and give my cheek a little pop. So we're going to use this cheek brush, right? Love the cheek brush. Tap it in there and then just pop it on, right? Gives it a little bit more color. And I love the subtle shimmer to this. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a little bit of a right there. See that golden glow kind of going on there? So that's what this is going to do for you if you add it on top. So if you want to keep it subtle, cream blush, more of a natural blush, like your cheeks are blushing, or do you want it to have more of that bronzy glowy look, right? So that's that.
Yeah, it's okay, honey. It's uh the sister.
And then we're going to use our Auburn Nude. It's going to intensify. And so Auburn Nude lip liner. I love Auburn Nude lip liner for the fall. Oh my goodness. So outline your lips with that. And then rub them together. Fill in where you need to. I like to do a little bit more in the center like that. All right. Give them a minute to set because this is waterproof. I want my lips to laugh all day. So now you can see, but we're going to put this Coral Kiss lip balm right over it. All right. So I feel like I got a lot going on here. I gotta make my cheeks match. It's bothering me. Okay. So it's this one. There we go. All right. So I learned a great technique for kind of blending it all with the um, translucent powder. And translucent powder works great for all skin tones. It's translucent, right? So it's just going to help to um, soften things, set your makeup, right? But I learned to take the all over powder brush and you're going to go from tear duct to your nose into your marionette line, right? So you're going to come straight down. And it's amazing how it just sets that area. All right, we're all blended. And that's our pumpkin spice look. Don't go anywhere. I have some great specials for you. And if you're on live with me tonight, I will be staying on to answer questions. So let's take a look at these bundles. Oh my goodness. So you can get, trying to get that little screen to move there. You can get your choice of the inner fire, which I used tonight, or the outer glow, which is more blues, purples, that kind of color. So inner fire for your pumpkin spice look, along with your lip balm we used tonight and your blush. You can get all of that for $59. You guys, this palette itself is 40. And oh my goodness, look at the size of these eyeshadows. And remember, you can use these, you can mix and match them with the other palettes. As I showed you tonight, you can use it for your cheek. But imagine all the looks you can create with this. It has this awesome mirror and it's magnetic, can go everywhere with you. So $59 for that bundle. Love it. All right. Our second bundle, if I can get my screen to advance. There we go, is our concealer and corrector. Remember, you need all three. And so you can get your concealer, your corrector, and a second concealer for half price. So you can get all three of those that I recommended tonight to do a complete face for $45. And then our next bundle is the Pumpkin Spice Latte Look bundle. So this little petite palette, I just want you guys to see the comparison. This cute little petite palette without a mirror is $42 filled. This is $40. All right. So something to think about, consultants, right? So this cute little petite palette, though, has the pumpkin spice look in it. I love that it's magnetic. So you can pull these out, change your look. This fits easily, and a purse can go with you anywhere you want. You can add the liquid eyeshadow of your choice and one lipstick, or you can go ahead and do the lip balm and cheek color like we did today. $59. great savings. And so those are our special deals tonight. So be sure and reach out to your beauty consultant, share with her what you loved. Remember, all our tools are available too, our blending sponges, our brushes, all of the things. And I forgot to give it a little set with some setting powder. This is our Skindivia makeup finishing spray. Sets your look. It lasts all day because you know in the fall you never know what kind of weather you're going to get. You might start with it being a little cool, and by the end of the day, I always say I start with the heater on in the car and end with the AC on. So you use that finishing spray to set your look and have it last all day. So thanks so much for watching. And if you're a consultant, stay on and I'll answer any questions you have. Thanks, everybody.